Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor campaign in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. And, just want to do this video today, man. All right, there's so much going on in the world. All right, we're definitely in dangerous times. All right, we're definitely in the midst of Jacob's trouble. All right, right now. All right, and once again, these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're not necessarily seeing all hell just utterly breaking loose right now. From where I'm right now, it looks rather peaceful. All right, but there's places in the United States right now where Jacob is utterly in trouble. Okay, the Northern Kingdom, they're being targeted. All right, I was watching Elder Malcolm's video last night, and they're beta testing this app, this facial recognition app, and they're using ICE to do that, which is the modern day Gestapo, right? And they use immigration to roll these guys out on a nationwide level. All right. Also, another thing, the government has officially shut down. All right. So we'll start feeling the effects of that. All right. You had 100,000 federal workers get laid off. All right, furloughed, so to speak. And, there's a reshaping of the government. All right, there's just a lot that's been going on this week. You had Pete Hegseth and Trump meet with these generals and stuff, and, lay down these different lines and basically have these generals pledge their loyalty to Trump rather than the Constitution. All right, because they don't want to have, these generals, basically being unloyal to the king. All right, just to put it plainly. All right, and the average American isn't paying attention to what's going on. They're also setting up this digital technocracy. All right, this new digital age, this new industrial revolution where they're going to merge man with machine. They're bringing this digital ID into motion. All right, and it's going to come here. And like brothers have been saying, the digital ID isn't the MOTB. All right, the CHIP, all right, is the MOTB. This digital ID is just the infrastructure that they're laying to be able to present this that actual physical, implant, that's going to go under the skin. That is the fulfillment of Revelation 13. But man, there's so much going on. But Trump is taking this country, man. And he's pledging his allegiance to Israel and cutting you other Edomites out of the damn blessing, man. All right, so we see a lot coming down the pipe, man. All right, we're in the time of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. We're in the time of like I'm about to read Revelation 12 and 12. All right, 2nd Esdras 16, Jeremiah 30. It's just so much going on. So I'm gonna just jump around, bring a couple precepts on Lord willing, it's edifying. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this devil knows that his time is short, and he's coming with that hammer, man. Okay? And his deceits, his lies and deceits, isn't working anymore. They just did a TikTok where they sold TikTok to Larry Ellison, who's a Zionist, who is tied to the Israelis. All right, and once again, they're gonna make it to where you can't speak out against them at all. All right, so we see the famine of hearing the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai coming to pass. Just so much going on, man. So much going on. That's why we're standing upon our watch, and we're continuing to endure, until the end, so that we can be delivered. But we don't have years and years and years here anymore, man. Okay, things are shifting. Things are absolutely shifting. Let's get this. Jeremiah chapter 30. All right, because it's about to get real dark out here, man. All right, metaphorically. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. It says, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. All right, both the northern and the southern kingdom. All right, so because the Lord had brought us, the Lord brought this northern kingdom over here after the Assyrian captivity, and they got over here about 1,000 years before the southern kingdom pulled up via cargo slave ships. All right, but now you have the northern and the southern kingdom both here. We're dwelling with the daughter of Babylon, and that's where our greatest deliverance is going to be. All right, but right now we're seeing that they're, ICE and shit, they're attacking and detaining the northern kingdom. All right, we're already in Jacob's trouble. Verse 5, it says, "For thus said the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." Right, so what are these damn Christians talking about? We're in a time of prosperity and peace, man. All right, the Lord said it's not so. Verse 6, "Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness," man. Just, chaos, anarchy out here. All right, these people so through. These people are going to get hit with something so, so fucked up, that it's not, they're not going to be able to mentally process it. That's why wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Our wisdom that the Lord has blessed us with, and the knowledge of these scriptures is what's going to keep us, from bugging out while all these people are bugging out. Verse 7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Okay, the elect are going to be saved out of this time of trouble, but it's going to be a time like never before. Even Yahushua mentioned a time of tribulation like never before. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, man. Daniel 12 speaks about that. Michael's going to stand up. It's going to get so bad that Michael the archangel is going to have to step in and intervene. Once again, they're beta testing this facial recognition where they can just pull up. And right now they're using it for ICE and for, so-called illegals, but eventually they're going to use it. It's not going to go away just because they get all the so-called Northern Kingdom up out, or all the so-called illegals up out of here. All right, they're going to turn it on the citizens. They're going to be able to pull up on you and see if your license and shit is expired. Hey, they're going to eventually be able to use it to see if you got the C-Hip. And if you don't, you're going to be deemed a damn terrorist, an enemy of the state. That's why John the Revelator saw certain men that got beheaded for not taking that charagma. But then the latter end is that they're going to still receive a crown. They're going to live and reign with Yahushua in the kingdom. All right, but these are the times that, man, these things that, the prophets have, that the Lord have shown the prophets, they're coming to pass now. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right, so the visions have been written down within the scriptures. And for the sad time, it's going to come to pass. Verse 3, "For the vision," like it says, "for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it." Right? We've been commanded to wait, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And it's not tarrying. Judgment is going out, like you can hear in the background. I feel like I was sitting here at the same time yesterday and judgment was going out. Yeah, man. You're going to hear a whole lot more of that. And then what's going to happen when emergency services aren't happening, aren't going out? You're going to see all chaos in the streets, man. You're going to see the love of many wax cold. You're going to see people standing up against each other and swords in their hands. All right, because this whole beta testing shit, man, impeding on these people's rights. Hey, these motherfuckers right here have guns, man. And their guns ain't necessarily going to be able to touch, military grade, but hell, they do have guns. People are going to turn on each other, and they are going to turn against the government. The Lord declared it. So it's speaking. The prophecies are speaking, man. And if you don't think so, then the Lord ain't dealing with you. We're in those times, man. There's so much going down right now. All right, now ain't the time to be distracted with bullshit. It's time to, more than ever, lock into the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're still of a contrite spirit. We want to get up out of here, but we're excited. We're embracing the end. Where these people are bugging out. We embraced the end. We knew this was coming. All right, the Lord forewarned us of these things. And just like he forewarned us of these things, he also told us that our faith in him is what's going to keep us safe in this time. We're going to eat, drink, be merry. We're going to have the resources. And the Lord is going to protect us and deliver us, man. And we have full faith in that. So I just want to bring this out, a couple precepts through the Spirit, And Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakudash. And again, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations